everybody. It's week 2 of the NFL season. We're just getting started. We had a very fun week 1. How did we do in week 1? Let's just look for a second. If you watched one of my earlier videos, you will see that we did pretty darn well in week 1. If we open all this up, we ended up, sorry about that, we end up doing 12-4, 10-2 in the top games over 20%. It was a really good day. So let's talk about the Thursday game tonight. For those who are interested, you can always go to kenbraverman.com and pick up this algorithm where you get the picks, all the picks, and my handicapping of what to play every week. I've been doing this for 10 years, so definitely have some experience. And finally, here in week 2, we now have projected scores to help us out a little bit. As you can see, look at how weird this looks. Cleveland versus Kansas City. Las Vegas thinks that Cleveland is a favorite at minus 260. They're favoring them by 6 points, and we've got a projected score of 9-20. That's right. We actually are predicting with projected score that Cincinnati beats Cleveland. This is based off player stats. I have another way of looking at this, which is based off team stats from 2019, the entire season team stats for all these teams last year. That one does favor Cleveland. However, because our projected score doesn't, that means that this game's got funny business going on. This is not a game where you want to take Cleveland at minus 260 because something's up. Let's go in and let's dig into why that's happening. I have all the different players and I rank them and kind of give them a contribution percentage to figure out how many points they could contribute to the game. And then I do some additional equations comparing the offenses and defenses of each team playing to come up with a projected score. So when we look at this Cincinnati and Cleveland game here on Thursday night, this is what pops out to me, okay? You can see that Cleveland's kicking is like non-existent for some reason. They may have released a kicker. They don't have a kicker in here. That's hurting their point projection. So that's kind of an area where they should have a kicker here. So they probably should have a few more points than are being listed here. But when you look at their rosters, and you start comparing position players and stuff, Joe Burrow's got a better rating according to this algorithm than Baker Mayfield does. Running backs, you got Giovanni Bernard, you got AJ Green, still wide receiver there for Cincinnati, and the kicker is better, or at least the kicker is existing on the Bengals right now. So as you throw all this together, it is saying that this game is probably a whole lot closer, and Cleveland is not necessarily the best pick for you to take on Thursday night. And also, I don't know what the over-under is, but it's predicting more of a low-scoring game. So also consider that. Now, normally I would not show you guys the rest of week 2 because I sell this and it's supposed to be only for subscribers, but you know what, we're gonna make an exception today. Let's go over the other games real quick because I haven't done this yet. I want to talk about how this is laid out, and I want to discuss different ways that we can sort this because I don't want to do a second video, and so I'm just gonna send this to everybody. Basically, this is ordering everything by these team stats that I'm talking about. These 2019 team stats, state stats is what this column is all about, okay? So that would be reliable if this was last year and it was week 18 of last year, then this would be fantastic. This is what we would want. Of course, you got players that have changed positions and stuff. This projected team score and the opponent's projected team score, these things are related to current players from current year stats from week 1. So this is probably going to start to get more reliable as the season goes on. So what does all this mean? Well, you want to find a situation where you've got a high win score percentage and you've also got a high projected margin of victory. So let's sort this thing by projected margin of victory descending. And here's what you get. You get Buffalo over Miami. It likes Buffalo to cover the spread. Buffalo has a very high win score percentage as well. So you're consistent on every level. This probably is the best pick of the week. Green Bay right up there as well over Detroit. Thinks they're going to cover the spreads, thinks they're going to put up 41 points. You also have a high win score percentage over here. Line is about the same. They're both around negative 250 right now. Here you have the Niners that blew a game to Arizona last week going up against a Jets team that's probably pretty bad. You can see that this is our third pick, but the line is worse at negative 330. You've got Bears over the Giants. Also, a pretty bad line does think they're going to cover the spread, though. Steelers over the Broncos. And then we start to get down the list here and we start to see some things. So here's one I would be more concerned about. Even though this game is in Pittsburgh, this win score percentage is very low at 8.9%. And the projected margin of victory is 11, but that's because the Steelers put up a little more against the Giants. Yeah, I'll shut up in a minute. So I do have to go. Anyway, point is, this is what the list looks like. And if you want to subscribe to this file, go to kenbraverman.com. Good luck, everybody.